So resources would include Afterlife Interviews with Eric. That is a channel on YouTube. Anything that says NDE videos, and also the Near-Death Experiencer or Near-Death Experiences NDE videos. There's also a group called IANDS, IANDS, which is an international group of near-death experiencers, IANDS. And they will be a group who can support you. Let's say that you had a near-death experience and you were in a car accident and you're a survivor and you had family members who passed away. In a situation like that, you are a near-death experiencer. Maybe you died and came back and you have experience of what's on the other side, but they're over there now and you're not. And you need somebody to talk with that about. The spiritual advisors can still help you. They can give you advice on what to do. So I think I wanted to go back up to Elizabeth Kubler-Ross again. In denial or numbness, self-medication with illegal drugs is going to get you in more trouble because you're going to blow holes in your aura. You're going to cause your body to drop its immune system, and you're going to put yourself at risk for those lower elemental beings, messing with you, and that can cause some mental illness issues. The other thing would be if it's a life path issue. And I did speak about life path issues where I said sometimes when people are writing their pre-life agreement, they talk about things like, oh yeah, I can live without my legs. I'll learn how to do that. I'll write that in because that's a rapid progress in the spirit. I'm going to fast track myself to spiritual growth by having these life experiences with these really unanticipated things happening, and I will learn about how to deal with that stuff until you're in a physical body and you're a human, and now you have an issue because it's much harder to get past these steps than you think. It's not a matter of reading about grief. It's a matter of processing it. And as I said in an earlier video, we have hundreds of emotions. And being able to name them, being able to see them, being able to process them, and convert them, transform them, right? Use alchemy to transform that into something else. The best way to get past darkness is to shine light on it. That's why you're a luminous being. Namaste means I see the light in you. This is how the Asians greet each other, with namaste. I see the light in you. You have light inside of you. If you hide your light under a bushel, if you hide in the closet, if you hide under your bed, if you hide under 20 blankets, you still have that light inside of you. However diminished you feel, that light is still there. It's in every living being. Okay, we carry this light in us. And you need to focus on, I am a light being. I am a spiritual being having a human experience. I am going through stages of grieving and loss right now. I am going through anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. How do I best accept it? To shine light on it. How do you shine light on it? Ask as many questions as you possibly can and turn this into a learning situation. What do you do? What did he do? What did they do? What are my choices? What do you think I should do next? What would you do about this? Where are some places I can go? Busy work can help. Cleaning out your freezer, cleaning out your closets, dusting the floor, moving boxes around. Busy work helps you process. Busy work while listening to meditation music, because sometimes words with lyrics are just triggers. There's going to be even worse. You don't need to hear about people in love or people sex lives or people breaking up when you're having your own issues. The other thing would be putting a plan in issue. And here's where my sister shines, because the minute she thought she was having a relationship issue and that it wasn't going to work with Mr. Right, she planned her move out. Like, here's where I'm going to do. I'm going to put money down and plan where I'm going to move to next and get that ready to go and put some of my stuff in storage and whatever. She started to plan for that. Good for her. She goes, I'm not going to be left with no place to go. I'm going to figure out what I do next. Figuring out what you do next might require getting together with some other people. If you know she's cheating on you, if you know he's cheating on you, if you know you're going to end up breaking up and you know you need to move out, you need to go somewhere else, how do you plan that? You know, forewarned is forearmed when you can do it. If you know that the depression or the moods that you're feeling are caused by your diet, or you're out of control on your substance use, turning to someone for help, getting an advisor, that kind of thing is going to really help you in the long run, because we don't need this to get worse. Having a pet who's going to pass away, or having a loved one who's sick, and you can see that you're going through that anticipatory grief where something's going to happen and it's just a matter of time when, understanding those steps. So I told you that Daryl Anka, Daryanka, channels Bashar. Bashar is an ET being who has, for the past couple of decades, been providing information for humans, anyone who asks a question on what do you do about this or what do you do about that, because the ETs are so far advanced of us, and they have some very interesting, useful, practical information on what's happening on the other side or in other dimensions or in other galaxies, because we just, let's face it, we have a pinpoint view of the universe and only from our own little perspective. So he actually talks about where pets go when they pass away. And I don't know if he's going to be all warm and cushy and tell you about the Rainbow Bridge, but he will tell you where pets go. And I did not look at that before I wrote my notes up for this video, but it's worth going to look at. And you might just Google that, Daryl Anka channeling Bashar, where do pets go when they pass away? So the near-death experiencer videos, I recommend those to my brother when he had a loss, because his wife crossed over. And I said, I want you to understand what near-death experiencers saw when they were dead. Literally, it's going to help you a lot, because they get out of their body and they're standing there. They can see everyone, they can hear everything, and they float up. They see the whole hospital. They can see what the guy down the hallway is talking about. They can see the doctor at his house a mile away, and he's on the phone changing clothes and getting ready to drive. They can see everything from this really incredible multi-dimensional view, 360-degree view of everything that's going on. You think they lost it? Like just because they crossed over and now they're not aware? The idea that everybody goes into the ground on Judgment Day, they'll all rise, that's wrong. Okay, they're not just down there rotting, waiting for a signal to, everybody come out of the closet now, we're ready. You know, you can stop hiding now, everyone come out. Doesn't work that way. Okay, so, but they might linger. They might stay around Earth and watch their funeral. And they might go back and forth, like they're kind of on that side, but they're looking back, watching what's going on with their family and the funeral and what's going on and stuff. Completely aware of what's going on. Completely aware. When I was a social worker, like you guys probably know, that I was working with some severely impaired older folks with barriers, at risk, with disabilities, mental illness, substance use disorders, hardline individuals that I had to work with. And yes, they're at risk for passing away because they're already in such poor health. Poor health in many ways. Poor dietary, poor socioeconomics, substance use issues, self-medicating instead of using the kinds of medications they should be using from a prescription. And so, of course, one lady's partner passed away. And she went through stages of bereavement, the wailing, crying, sobbing, I can't eat kind of thing, right? And here I come to talk to her. My dear girl, I said, talking to her, there are people who have had near-death experience, and she goes, I had one. And I just latched right onto that, and I said, you did, huh? And what happened? Could you stand up and see your body? And she goes, yes. I said, were you aware of the people who are talking around you? And she goes, yes. I said, well, then how far do you think he's gone? Don't you think he can see you and hear you right now? And she goes, I hadn't thought about it. And I said, the same way that you could see what's going on right now, he can see what's going on right now. And as he, gets conditioned on the other side and continues to live his life, he would wish that you live your life here as well. And he will continue to look back and be able to monitor what's going on with you. You know what a difference that made to her? She went from bereavement to grieving to, I gave her a framed photo of him that she put on the wall. Sleeping with the photo, staring at the photo, carrying it around, talking to it. she slowly made a transition into acceptance. Acceptance is a much more peaceful perspective on what's going on. And so every way that you can memorialize a tragedy to try and turn it into acceptance, if you need, do you see this thing on the wall behind me? That blue thing on the wall with the mirrors on it? And it's got that Native American wall hanging on it. See that? It's got the little hand of Fatima. It's got stones. It has sage. It has, I'm trying to kind of point at it right there. Okay. That right there. And let me turn the camera. This thing right here, which is kind of an Indian version that people use to memorialize or to worship or to display or to, for religious or spiritual purposes. Like, for example, if an Indian person is a Hindu there, and I guess even a Buddhist, they might use that for putting up pictures of their gods or goddesses. For me, I have an angel on that. The ones on the wall, since I'm part Native American, has white sage for smudging, and it has that Native American hanging there. So that right there can be used to memorialize. You could put candles, incense, white sage for smudging. I have some crystals on there, so it has stones up there too. I have mirrors on it. I have symbolic items that are spiritually significant to me. You could be putting photos, little photos up there, and you can use it for prayer or meditation. And that can really help with the process of moving into acceptance. And I said it enough, but I'll say it again. From denial and numbness to anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. They're common emotions, they're common stages you go through. Acceptance doesn't mean you won't still feel tinges of pain, or still feel that sometimes you can't sleep, or you feel a bit restless, or you need to call someone and talk about it. And this can be triggering during holidays or events, different, especially winter. People tend to be prone to having to change their rituals around because the way they used to do it has changed. Use your ability to practice alchemy, to change an energy form into another energy form. And by the way, go back to my video on how to create an energy vortex, because you can empower yourself to use that Reiki symbol. And again, just really quick, it's above, and then pulling the energy down. This is cosmic white light. And then creating a vortex either comes up from the bottom, that would be if you're throwing it up because you're scattering it, or it's twirling from the top down and it's sucking energy down. I would kind of recommend that one. You can put it over your bed, you can put it over your chair, you can put it over your desk, you can put it in a doorway. You can use it to transform into white light whatever's creating problems for you. If you feel that your energy's really low because there's kind of energy vampires or lower astral entities that are kind of in your space and you're cutting cords and trying to get them to stay back, make a giant vortex over your house. Okay, so I have the boundaries of the street behind me, the street that goes this way, the street that goes that way. I will create a giant vortex in my mind like this, just visualizing those streets, and put that vortex all the way around, and then ground it down into the earth the same way you would do the grounding ritual that I showed you how to do. Make a giant vortex over your house. Just completely block anything out for a block from your house. That is one really extreme way to get negative entities to stay away, and make sure you don't have any astral beings or any dark energy around your house at all, to just protect your space, to make sure that you don't have anything else to account for in your space except white light and love. The other thing is to practice meditation with colors, okay? And I didn't even go into color meditation yet, but you can throw energy of different colors. It's okay if you want to create a vortex that's made completely of pink light because you want to throw baby love kind of energy out there, And also you can You can fill your aura with pink light if you're trying to baby yourself, or baby blue light to kind of soften a situation. And also in paint, you'll know that some opposite colors kind of cancel each other out. So if something's too red, add green, and if something's too green, add some red, and the times it turn to brown, right? Because it'll be more earth energy then. If something is too yellow, add some blue. And that would be like for too much yellow in your third chakra from anxiety or mentaling yourself to death. It affects the third chakra. Adding blue to that, like baby blue, will be really calming and bring the yellow energy down. The other thing, as I said, with chakra healing is to squeeze the chakras down and then scrape off all that extra energy and put it in the basket and get that out of the way. And so, of course, we're on more advanced topics right now. And so I'm referring back to at least 5 or 6 previous videos. That'll give you a bunch of homework, okay? Watching my videos can be very empowering because my job is to help my luminous tribe stay luminous, help with ascension, pass good energy on to others, fill yourself with light, be a good role model for others, learn how to ascend into that 5th dimensional awareness and take those other light warriors with you. Okay, I'm going to end here. I hope this was super helpful, and we'll continue with the next video. So stay luminous, everybody. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you again for the next video.